Hello, everyone! Hello, and welcome to Return of Doltonshire, Episode 2. And thank you for joining us on this month-long Halloween special. I'm so excited for today. Now, before we get into all that, let's introduce some of the fun, awesome faces, some you recognize from last week, and new ones. So let's start off with, Utahime, if I can call you that. Please tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Hi guys, I'm Utahime, pronoun she, her. I'm playing a kitsune gunslinger whose name is Akane Strongblood. So I'm really excited. This is my first time playing Pathfinder ever. So please, people in the chat, be kind. I am still learning. Luckily, I have some great teachers here in this game who are going to help me if I forget what I'm doing, but hopefully not. Really excited for this. This is going to be a lot of fun. Let's do the thing. And also, too, my character's pronouns are she, her as well.
Awesome. Well, next up, let's go meet our other guest, Finn. Finn, please tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Hi, everybody. I am Finn Pearson. My pronouns are he, him. I am also playing Pathfinder for the very first time tonight. I am playing Sylvanus Archibald Eustace Dreadbury the 16th, Silas, who is a Anadi Duskwalker, wizard, necromancer.
Nice.
Yep. I went for the
that.
edge tonight.
Yeah,
Edge.
you got your very first Pathfinder game, and you're like, I want to play the hardest caster with this coolest.
Yes.
I just give me the difficulty. Let's go.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Next up, we have Randy. Randy, please tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Hey, everybody. I'm Randy Alvarenga. I am playing a dude named Corwin Winterbrand, a half-halfling, half-tiefling bard. So I've never heard of that combination, and I was like, I can do that? Absolutely. So he's just a tiny little tiefling.
So tiny.
You little guy. I don't got a lot of money and I'm very tired.
But yeah. Our pronouns are he, him. Our pronouns are he, him. Thank you.
Why did I think you want a popsicle?
Don't
You can't
underestimate me.
I might be little, but I'm fierce. Next up, we have Wes. Wes, please tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Hello, everyone. I'm Wes, and I'm playing R&D 47, but it is pronounced Randy 47. So I am here. Hello.
And that just leaves me. My name is PJ. I am the GM for Edge of Legend and Nat 20 Productions official here on Twitch. My pronouns are he, him, and tonight I'll be playing everyone and everything in between. And if you haven't had a chance to check out the amazing recap done by Randy, you can check that out later on our YouTube, youtube.com/Nat20Prods. Don't go see it now because then you're gonna miss all this stuff. But if you haven't, here's what you missed on Return to Doltonshire, Episode 1. The Kraken Cove pirates going out to establish trade routes and make landfall so they can do more trading has gotten lost. And it's been desperate with starvation, dehydration, tension, and the map getting lost. The GM chokes on his own spit. Now, along the way, they're going insane from hunger and anger, all these emotions, until somewhere off in the sea, they see a town on the coast, southeast coast of the Adelphon continent, not really remembering it on their maps, but who can argue when your boat's about to sink and you're dying of lack of food and water? They dock their ship in the port, they leave dozens and dozens and dozens of them just to spread out, get their legs, get the lay of the land. Those who decide to stay in the tiny port area of this town notice it's called Doltonshire. And they're welcome to a very special holiday called Blessings Day. And they're saying that it's a wonderful holiday. You're here. We're going to share all of our food with you. Please eat, enjoy. Unfortunately, no one else aside from the pirates is really eating the food. Very suspicious. Though the elf does not deign to eat such pedestrian fare, he goes off to the records keep while everyone chows down on some food, then goes to look at the records with them. They come to find out that Doltonshire, long time ago, a city made in secret, at one point lost the ability to make all food, and in a desperate act of starvation, did something terrible and reached out to even worse powers in the universe. Now, upon doing that and realizing this place is kind of sus, they try to get on their ship, which they have been away now for a couple of hours. When they come back, they find all the ships gone. All of them. Upon looking further in, under the docks, hearing a really horrible crunching sound, they found the town citizens descending into madness, jaws distending like a cobra, and literally eating their ship piece by piece. Well, at this point, they're like, nope, that's it. That's enough for me. We're getting out of here. And upon trying to leave, unfortunately, the rat folk Barnaby sees the empty promises of Zog, the mad god of the meat and cannibalism, goes insane and joins the horde of Zog, the people of the town dedicated to one task, eating these people. Well, along the way, as they try to run to safety to the north end of town, some people succumb to the cry for meat and the madness of Zog and turn on each other. In the midst of violence, they barely make it out. Well, one person barely makes it out. Ineg, the fighter. Now, unfortunately, Sam can't be here for tonight, so we hope that you have a great night, Sam. Hope you're feeling well and you feel better soon. But Ineg is the one who barely survives, her teammates either being killed or turned into madness monsters for hunger. And then she leaves the north crest of the hill out of the port and enters the midnight cornfield of the farmland. And this is where these adventurers will pick up the tale. Now, you all, there has been fireballs exploding down below, a horde of people angry, yelling, crying. You can hear the death wails and rattles of your, well, former living compatriots. You see Ineg barely scraping, bloody, bruised, and beaten up from the docks and into the farmland. Eyes wide, breath barely able to catch itself. And from here, you can tell that something is definitely not right in the tiny, forgotten town of Doltonshire. The air is dead quiet. No stars even bother to be seen. And the cornfields, their aged husk rise like towers in front of you. But just beyond, on a hill, you can see there's just some life yet. A couple of houses and some very dimly lit lanterns. Now, behind you is the docks, where the town is ready to tear you limb from limb. Ahead of you is the midnight farmlands, with an unknown cornfield and only 5 houses to its name. So what do you do?
Do we see Ineg, or is Ineg like somewhere else in the distance and we saw them like run into the field?
Ineg, for all intents and purposes, because I don't want to autopilot Sam's character, they are here and they are panicked and sweaty and exhausted. They still have a little bit of hunger pangs, but aside from that, they seem okay.
All right. Then me, I pop up out of a barrel and I'm like, Ineg, what are you doing? Get down. And then I'm like, I look around to see if any of you guys are also hiding with me. Is there anyone else here?
Akane is definitely, you see her pouring from her flask alcohol into a goblet that seems to look like it has some carving of some dwarven figure on the front and on the back. And she's just walking like there's nothing going on. She's just walking towards the cornfields casually, sipping out of her cup.
Ooh.
Corwin, why are you on the ground? It is dirty. You are full of meat. You could get an infection. You should stand up now.
Wait, are you serious? None of you guys saw what was going on over there?
I saw. I have very good vision, unlike you all.
Some of us choose not to see.
They have stopped moving. I do not believe we are in any danger from those.
Yeah, why are they staying up there?
They are clearly afraid of something on this side.
Wait, what? Over here, where we are? Wait,
yes,
what?
That is a logical explanation. That they are in fear of something from over here. meaning that we are safe, at least from them.
I thought we were gonna be safe here. All right.
You do far too much talking, dear. Just
It is
Fine.
never safe for you. A simple fall could kill
Randy.
you. I
Is
am
that
Randy,
your
yes.
name?
I do prefer this
Yeah.
this title, yes.
It's just shh.
Okay. All right.
For what purpose?
Can I do a perception test and see if there's anything around us?
Yeah, go right ahead. Make a perception check.
Wait, is my character good at perception? I don't even remember. No, I don't believe so.
I would like to say that even though Akane does seem like she's been drinking a lot of like whatever last of alcohol is in her flask, she is still taking a look around. So I want, if possible, GM to also to get a chance to, since she's moving forward, to kind of scan the area.
All right, yeah, give me a perception check as well. And just to clarify, you said moving forward. Are you entering the corn maze to make your perception check, or are you just kind of considering it?
She's basically kind of getting closer, but only to basically be able to have a vantage point to kind of see, what, kind of like where she's like on getting closer, but not where she's crossing that point of going into the cornfield, just so she can get a better visual.
Cool. So you're looking into the cornfield, or you're looking beyond it?
Like kind of looking around through the corn, like trying to see if she sees any spots, any movement.
Got it.
At all.
Okay, cool. All right.
Especially because is it nighttime? What's
Oh yeah, it's definitely nighttime. It's
she does have
pitch
low
black
light vision,
nighttime.
so so she would be able to kind of see if there was any type of, or at least a little bit.
I got a 17.
17. Okay. 17.
Okay, and then that is a 25.
Perfect. So, and to avoid confusion, I will refer to you as Corwin. Corwin, the 17. From here, you can see 5 houses arranged in a horseshoe or kind of U shape up on this hill. They are up on like wooden posts, so there's a bit of distance between the houses and the ground. In the dead center, almost like these houses were affixed to face the dead center, there's nothing there. You can see there's some upturned earth. We really can't see what's going on there from this vantage point. And the lanterns hanging in the windows are way too dim to be an actual gaslit or candle lantern. Something weird about them. There's a light, but there's no ambiance. There's no amber. It's just a weird light. Can't quite tell anything else from here. Okay. You're looking through the cornfield, trying to see what's around your environment. As you do, you see the brown, gray, green, and yellow corn husks that have aged poorly and unkempt. The air is still and mild, but sticks to your skin like an itchy sweater. The night is quiet. No sound can be heard, as if the very sky holds its breath with you there and trying not to make a single sound. Except for the one noise you can barely hear in the cornfield. It causes your attention to move through these massive, aged husks, and you see an odd, dark silhouette slumped over some mound of thing just there in the cornfield.
Which direction?
Straight ahead.
Straight ahead. And I see it's just a mound. I can't make out what exactly it is. It's just there.
You can see a shape kind of resting is maybe the best way you can call it, but it's there in the cornfield.
I would like you all to note, I see something.
What?
Just know that there is something ahead of us, so possibly avoid
So,
May I
horde
speak
of...
now?
Oh, please.
Oh, I am sorry. I interrupted you. You may go ahead.
No, I was just going to say horde of insane townspeople and mystery monster.
It's like a mound of definitely not gold. I know that much.
May I speak now?
You may, but please try to make it short and sweet. Yes.
I can shoot it to see if it's alive.
Well, I could do the same, but that would also draw attention. So, do we want to do that? Draw attention to, and then like Akane is pointing like all around to everyone.
You see Randy just kind of like look around and be like, "We are the only moving creatures here. I do believe all of the attention will be on us regardless."
Or we could sneak.
Yes. See, this little one. Great ideas. Great
Don't
ideas.
touch my horns.
I'm sorry that it's just so nice and pointy. Oh, sorry.
Very well. Entering stealth mode, and he's just going to like kind of like crunch himself up as small as possible while putting all of his weapons away,
Okay.
and just
So-
going to try and stealth.
In order to make it through the cornfield, I'm going to need perception checks from all of you.
All right.
All right.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Ooh.
Now, if you want to, if perception isn't good for you for whatever reason, you can also do survival.
Okay. Once I find perception.
Oh, fantastic.
It's 27 for me.
I have a 25 again.
Okay.
I got a 25.
Mine is so it's perception plus 9, so it's 28 if it's a 19 on the die. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
28. I know how to play this game.
Okay. You're doing great so far. All right. Good to know. Good to know. So, Randy, Corwin, and Akane, as you stumble through, you are able to easily track your destination. Eventually, you kind of take a sigh of relief as you finally step out of the corn maze, with its suffocating stalks like walls that just close in on you. But you're outside the corn maze. Finn.
Yeah.
As you're walking through, you can't help but to hear a sound just beside you. Turning to hear the sound, you see a dark silhouette form, a figure. Ratted, tattered clothes hanging in patches, threadbare and poorly stitched. Their face, for this creature, this mound has a face, is a burlap sack with poorly cut open eye holes around where the eyes should be, and a garish mouth sewn with thick and heavy stitching around. Large wooden planks are lashed to what appears to be arms and legs. This sick, ragged creature's frame only being held up by maybe 3 hunks of wood. Do you go closer and see what may be happening?
It's gonna be the fastest guest appearance ever. I'm just gonna time.
That is what you get for being so perceptive.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna
So-
try to see. Is it undead at all?
All right. Well, you look at it, it's hard to tell.
Okay.
Again, the skin is just burlap sack. The body is just rags, and the limbs are just latched to wooden poles. It doesn't really look much like anything.
Silas, my dear, you look like you've seen a ghost. What are you looking at?
Well, there's a scarecrow up ahead, and I mean, I'm okay. I don't think I'm scared of it. But it is breathing, right? God, is it breathing?
God, is it breathing?
Okay. I'm gonna go and do. I assume that this individual is stitched inside of here, so I'm gonna try to do a medicine check to see if I can figure out a way. And with an Undertaker background, I don't know if that will help me do anything. With
Go right ahead. Make a medicine check. Yeah, if there's any bonuses, it already should be included.
Cool. I can do it.
Do I see Silas doing this?
Technically speaking, even Akane, the three of you are outside the cornfield. Silas, technically speaking, is all alone in this moment.
Oh, was he? Okay, I thought he was like with us. I thought we were like.
Apparently, we all were just like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, those things you step into a cornfield, you can't quite see where everyone is. You step off in different directions.
Oh, okay. We went in.
of you.
Okay, my
Yeah.
bad.
So you three step out.
So pretend
And
I
he's
didn't say
alone.
what I said.
It's okay.
Sometimes
So
that's-
yeah, Silas, you're all alone.
Yeah.
You're stuck with this screaming thing, and you make your medicine check. What's
Yeah.
the number?
25.
25. Looking at the burlap sack with the eye holes cut around it, now filled with the white, pearlescent eyes of a human person just staring at you in terror, you can tell that this scarecrow has a human being stuffed in it and stitched into it. And the mouth of the scarecrow is stitched up. They're living, barely.
Okay. I am going to. Okay. I'm gonna kind of alert everybody. So, I think the situation is gonna be handled. It's kind of a gnarly sight, so if you come over here, just be wary of that. But I think we're safe as long as we don't go attacking it.
Attacking what,
Wait.
Silas, darling?
There's a humanoid figure stitched inside of this scarecrow.
All right. With that, being told that, and sort of looking at the creature, how far away is it?
If you walk up to Silas,
I'm not
Right.
getting close
I'm
to
right
the
here.
thing. I want to be a
You're
little
with
bit
it.
away. But with 120, when I am within 120 feet, I'm
Mhm.
casting message.
okay. I will say once you get in the cornfield and you're about maybe 15 to 30 feet away from Silas, you see this creature now thrashing, latched to wooden posts like it's trying to get at Silas.
Yeah.
You can see that creature there and send message to it if you want.
Yeah.
I've just
Well,
got my
I'm
rifle.
gonna ask like, who are you? He can reply.
Oh, thank God. My name's Joseph. I've been in this field like this for a few days now. I made too much noise and they put me in here.
Oh.
You gotta be careful, okay? You need to be careful. You need to be quiet. He's out there. The hay man is out there. Don't let the hay man hear you.
Oh shit. I turn to the rest of everybody and I go, this poor fellow was caught by one called the Hayman. Apparently, if you're too loud making your way through here, he becomes that. Like you.
See, Randy, this is why we make sure to not cause attention because of situations like this.
Yeah, Randy,
Yes.
don't make noise.
Yes.
I am in stealth mode. I am. Why are you insinuating that I am the loud one?
I'm just saying. Earlier, you suggested something that would have been unwise. So, let's continue the safer path.
In
Yes.
my experience, it is better to kill things from a distance rather than let it get close and hurt you.
Well, this is an individual, so I think we should probably try to help
I agree.
get him out of there.
They do not seem like a threat and could be a valuable source of information.
Let's all do that stealthily.
Okay.
I want to. Yeah. Yes, I don't know how to do that. Never mind.
Well,
Akane is going to move forward, and she's going to go in that direction of kind of like where Silas was, towards the scarecrow person, stealthily, I might add, basically because of the fact that now she is unsheathing her katana, because she's going to try to cut this person free if possible.
Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Yes.
while you're doing that, Silas, the necromancer, gets out his healer's kit and is slowly pulling out utensils, because he's a undertaker that tries to save people from dying. So I got medical supplies, I got some bandage.
That was a nat 20 for a 31.
Okay.
Love it.
So you are able to take your weapon and quickly and quietly cut this man out of his bindings. And I'm assuming, are you going to open up the stitched mouth on his mask?
I feel like Akane has the skill where, even though I'm sure this person would probably freak out because of the fact that it's like, this is not a small blade, what are you doing? She would know how to just precision cut that open in order to release that mouth area.
You cut open the mouth and you see fog escape. Like when you breathe hot air into a cold night, a fog escapes as you see human lips break through, and his hands grab you, Akane, and he says, "Don't you speak above a whisper. Don't you step on the wrong stick or make a noise. The He-Man is listening, and his minions are everywhere. From this point in time, if you, the player, speak above a whisper, I will remember that. And at this point in time, if your fate be cruel, that the world around you be loud, I will remember that. Welcome to the cornfields of Doltonshire, where the whispers are choked and roar like thunder. Continue. I can hear you. I can hear you a little bit. Yes, yes, yes. You need to go. Get out of the cornfield. Get to the houses. Go. Go.
All right.
You can speak in a sotto voce if you want to. I just want to be able to hear you.
No. Like once she leaves, like she's like just mouthing to this person, like, if you don't let me go, I will cut your head off where you're, like, basically she's like saying, like, let me go.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's going to try to sneak back to that group. But before she does that, she's going to look this person over a little bit closer. What does she notice about said individual who is freaking out, who had her in
Akane.
arrest?
As you speak like this to me, you can see the cornfield begins to shake. A presence in the distance is drawn to you.
No, I'm doing it out of character. I'm asking, what did I
if you
notice?
the player speaks above a whisper.
No! I thought it was the character.
I said the player. Now, the person in the cornfield panics, and you hear a slight increase in their voice, and suddenly you see a hand come through the cornfield made of sticks and sap and blood, grabs him by the top of his head, and vanishes into the cornfield. And suddenly, a loud shh, as all the corn begin to vibrate and shake with a presence you cannot see.
Okay. We're moving now.
Yeah, we are.
I messed up.
This
I
seems
messed
like
up.
a bad place to be. Let us leave now.
I messed up. I apologize. Randy, forgive me for talking crap about you before, because I made a boo-boo.
It is fine. We just need to leave now, as the corn is shaking, and I am taking that as a bad sign.
Absolutely. All right.
I'm gonna drink some more.
We need to head towards the houses on the hill.
I think that that is a good defensible position.
Especially if the house has more alcohol.
Yes. All right.
I do not consume alcohol. I run on water.
We'll get you the finest water there is to have in this house, which is probably garbage, but you never know.
That is fine.
Okay.
I am sorry that your new friend got murdered.
Yeah, technically, I didn't like the fact that he touched me without permission. Consent is very important. It's also a part of the pirate code, if you believe it or not.
I will add that to my databanks.
You should.
Now, the question is, to confirm, you are all moving into the town with the 5 houses, right?
I thought that's where he said to go. Is that where?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I would like to scope out the area first.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Hold on a second. Make one quick note.
I see what games we're playing here now. Not fair for someone who is so concerned with learning Pathfinder.
Yeah. Oh, I remember. I was like, oh, yeah, this isn't exactly how we play it. This is something different, but it's similar. Okay. Now, as you step outside the cornfield and return back to the dark and very silent night, you are soon standing in the dead center of a series of bowing and splintering farmhouses. A massive stump sits dead still in the very center of the horseshoe arrangement of houses up on stilts. Shadows plague your vision as far as your eyes can see, but you still can make out tiny wooden barns, shut and barred off, covered in deep marring scars of animalistic claws. All the farmhouses only possess one dim light, a single lantern hanging in their front window. Inside, a small, flittering light reveals fireflies. Every window is closed and every door is shut. Only the lantern is visible. If you want to be able to look into what barely you can see, to look inside these 5 houses, then I'll need a perception check. Also, Akane, I need a will save from you.
I do have stubborn. I don't know if that assists with this. My will saves increases, to my knowledge. Okay, that is a 21.
Good roll. Hopefully.
You enter the town, and you can still hear the corn shaking behind you, violently rattling. A noise finally breaks the silence. A faint humming sound. A humming sound that builds slightly. That's not a hum. It's a drum. drum grows faster and faster. Rising, it becomes more and more frantic, louder and louder. The sound becomes a buzzing, a drumming roll, buzzing louder and louder, drowning out all other thoughts and sounds until your ears hear nothing but roaring static and crashing. The sound, it's coming from below you. It's coming fast. Your body can only send one message. Run. Run as the ground begins to split and 4 large spiny mounds of flesh break from it like towers with massive hooks that reach out to your face and skull and eyes and pierce into your flesh. And as they do, they begin to stretch your eyelids like fingers and hook deeper into your skull, piercing and forcing, burrowing from the ground. Suddenly, a grotesque 6-legged, scurrying creature like a roach proceeds to come barreling down upon you. Its eyes not even present, just fleshy, pulsing membrane staring at your eyes. And you can hear it like a heartbeat. Closer and closer until it screams and roars and buries its face into yours. You have succumbed to the madness of fear and panic, and all you can hear is 2 things. Shath Kriatanatos, and that you must scream in terror. And as you do, you let out a horrible scream.
So stubborn did nothing. It did nothing.
And as you scream in terror, you hear this roar and these sounds coming from somewhere. And then everyone bears witness as a massive hand made of sticks, sap, and blood reaches down, grabs Akane, crushes her. You can hear the bones breaking in its hand, and she vanishes.
Oh shit, how far away is she from me?
She is about 10 feet from you.
Okay, cantrip stabilize. Good luck, friend.
Stabilize. Okay. Akane. You have triggered just the right amount of sounds to get the Hayman's attention. Your heart pounds in your chest faster and faster as the sound suddenly comes to a stop. Within seconds, you're ripped to the earth by this crushing force, this hand that I had mentioned earlier. You can feel with a rush of movement your body being thrown into the air and then into a pit of darkness, darker than this horrible dread night sky of the farmlands. As you lay there, your breathing becoming shallow and your legs numb from the fall, you see something slithering in the distance in this pit. Fireflies gently come down to reveal for your sight snakes made of stitching needles and leather string dragging behind it burlap. The wall of the pit itself, the same rough, scratchy, dirty burlap fabric as you shudder. There's no escape. Wooden claws burst in from the stomach and descend upon you. You feel a fiery pain as a wet slop of your flesh is flayed, and the stitching needle sinks closer still. As you lay there, your mouth is covered in that scratchy burlap. Feel the needle stab into your muscle tissue, making you something different, making you silent, making you terrifying. You are dead.
But you're stabilized. You're just dead forever.
Now, Urahime, Akane may be dead, but you're not done yet. I'm going to send you a private message with some interesting details, and when I call upon you later, we'll see you again then.
All right. I have no idea what just happened.
That is this game.
So, a small pierce behind the veil to assuage your confusion. You had 2 marks of noise when you forgot that. When I said player, I meant out of character as well. That's fine. And then you succumbed to the madness of Shoth Thanatos, the eldritch god of fear and terror, and as such, you could only scream, making that the 3rd and final noise.
So a 21 wasn't enough to save,
The DC was higher than that.
including with stubborn.
You said the DC was 21. Or you said the roll was 21.
Because, well, at least what I don't know, maybe I misunderstood what the feat was for stubborn. I think I did.
It automatically adds it for you on your number.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry. You'll still get to play some Pathfinder. I guarantee it. Now, that being said, you all bear witness to this massive hand take Akane away from you in the night. You see the Hayman, or at least his hand.
Well, that was terrifying. I do not believe we are safe at all. In fact, I think we should go back and deal with the humans.
Yeah, agreed. No, I think if we keep going forward, we'll get out of wherever this part of town is. We should press on. It'll take longer for us to go back.
That is fair, and I do not want to go into the haunted cornfield. I did not believe in ghosts prior to this, but now I am rethinking my position.
I don't think they're ghosts. I think they're creatures. PJ.
Yes.
The perception checks that we made, did those count or not yet? The ones
Perception checks?
The ones when we looked inside of the houses.
I think we were understandably distracted.
Not yet. No. I've not gotten those perception checks recorded just yet. I wanted to make sure I got Akane's will save first from surviving, well, not surviving, but by going through everything in the cornfield.
I think we should see what's inside these buildings.
Agreed. I had a 25.
Perception check?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a 23.
23? What was yours, Wes?
It was a 15, so not
15.
very good.
Okay.
Bad robot.
So unfortunately, Wes, you don't see anything.
Sorry, I was too distracted with the giant hand that just crushed our friend.
Now, as for everyone else looking through the houses, Corwin and Finn.
Yes.
You can see looking into the houses that they are barren inside. But as each house you look through and see that it's barren and dark, and you see some old crumbs of furniture, you do see quick movements darting off in the shadows, and then nothing else.
Are they staying away from the light, the fireflies?
They seem to be staying away from your view.
I can't hear you at all.
Hear you. If you're whispering, you can do a sotto voce. You can do like a little, "Hey, what's up?" Just so I can make sure I hear you.
Okay, this is better, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Do you want to get out of here? Or
Oh, absolutely.
okay. Or do you want to go inside and see what is going on?
Oh, no, I don't want to be trapped in a building with whatever that A-man thing is.
I agree in this situation. Something came out of the ground and attacked. Does the ground look stable inside of these homes?
All right, let's keep moving.
Quick. Oh, yeah.
So, sorry, there's someone just making a bunch of noise behind me. What are you doing exactly?
Getting the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. Okay. Well, as you look around, all you can see is the cornfield, the dock behind that, these 5 houses, this massive craterous tree stump, and just a massively dead quiet and untamed forest all around it.
Do we go forward?
Yeah. I will say, I am not useful at all. I am a bard. I make noise for a living.
I
Alex,
use guns and firearms. I am very loud. Maybe we go into the forest and climb a tree.
I create dead things, and then I keep you from dying.
I do not believe we need any more dead things here.
out of curiosity, have any of you tried checking with the townsfolk? Maybe knocked on the door very quietly?
Oh, I don't want to knock on the door.
I need everyone to roll me a d6. Second. Okay. So, the number that came up the most was the number 4. The 4th door in this 5-house rotation suddenly opens up, and you can see a human hand like, "Get inside, get inside," starts waving to you. "Don't stand out there, you're not safe, get inside."
Inside check. I don't know. Is that a thing?
An inside check, if you want to do that, it'd be another perception check.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Not great.
I want to do one too.
11.
11.
Randy's just going to start walking toward him.
Okay. So,
Stealth.
Silas,
Very
you're
stealthily.
11. Tells you this person is really upset and frustrated because you're out here making noise and they want you to get inside where it's quiet. Randy's already walking there.
Fail, don't get your bandies.
I'm gonna cast invisibility.
I'm not.
Okay.
I can't do that. I'll go in as
I'm
myself.
gonna go inside, but I'm invisible.
Okay. So
Just
all three of you going inside?
Just a note, Randy is very much waiting with weapons just in case.
Okay. I need everyone to make a fortitude save as you go inside house number 4.
I'm gonna use a hero point.
I'm also using a hero point.
18.
Nat 20. Nat 20.
18, that was for Finn, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
It slipped out of my hand and I got a nat 20. So that puts me at 33.
30 for Corwin. Wes, what was your fortitude save?
It was a nat 20, but it was
Ah,
30,
a little-
33.
33. Okay.
Nat 20.
At 20. So, as you go inside, you enter the door frame. The door closes behind you. All of you feel the sharp metallic thud and sting of farm equipment bashing you in the back of your forehead. Back of your head. Silas, you.
I'm
An 11.
invisible. How did he see me?
That's a good point. You're fine. You did not get hit. My apologies. I forgot about that. But Wes / Randy, you. You take 7 non-lethal damage, and you were able to stay awake. Corwin, of course, they don't attack you. They can't see you. Silas. You go unconscious immediately. Everyone you see, good old wholesome Midwestern country folk. Eyes wide, bright yellow like fireflies. It's easily 10 of them just coming out of the woodworks of this house. They all descend upon Silas and start dragging him to the back of the house. And they're looking at you. Get out, as they start dragging Silas away. Now, because you rolled so well on your fortitude save, you get to choose if you want to leave this house or continue and see how many more people live inside.
I mean, Randy, after being hit, would have immediately turned around, drawn his rapier, and stabbed somebody in the throat.
Go, Randy. Okay. If you want to, you can make 1 attack roll, but there are 10 people taking Silas away.
Yeah, it would have just... So, I also have, hit the dirt, so if anyone... Oh, that's for a ranged attack, never mind. So yeah, he would have wheeled around, attacked somebody, and then he would have probably activated Nanite Shroud.
Okay. So activating Nanite Shroud, what does that do exactly for you?
Nanites fly out of my body, swarming around me in a cloud, and I become concealed for 2 rounds.
Concealed. Okay. Cool.
So I'm gonna wheel around, attack, or hit somebody. Let's see if I can... Okay, so that's a 31 to hit.
You will crit that one person. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, so that is... Oh, that's not a lot. So that's... No, I'm sorry. That's 18 damage.
2 damage. As you stab them in the stomach, you can see they're about to scream in pain, and they put their own hand over their own mouth to prevent them from making the sound, as they then die on your blade quietly.
Seeing this, Randy recognizes that even they're afraid of the sound, and so he whispers to the rest of them, "If you do not release my friend, I will fire this into the air and attract the attention of the creature. Give our party member back immediately."
Okay, your choice. Diplomacy, intimidation, deception. What roll are you going to make?
Oh, intimidation for sure. And I don't have a hero point left, and my intimidation's not very good. Oh, but it's a nat 19 on the die. Heck yeah. So that's a 25.
25. As you say that, you see them stop dead in their tracks, slowly letting go of Silas. They step back even further. They look around their tired, small, ramshackle house, and they skitter off into their own home, leaving Silas alone.
I'm gonna do something before they do that, before they shut the door. Right before they shut the door, I want to time jump.
Okay.
I want to steal the fireflies in the jar and take that with us. I get 2 actions. So, time jump, leap forward in time, move swiftly and silently.
Okay, so you are taking the fireflies and you're going
Outside.
Outside.
So,
okay.
like, right as they're about to shut the door, time stops for everybody but me. I go in fireflies come out as they shut the door, leaving themselves in there in pitch blackness.
Okay. You leave with the fireflies. Randy, 47, and Silas, you are still in the house.
Oh, I thought we got Silas. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. I don't remember hearing Randy 47 taking Silas out, but assuming you're all outside.
Yes. Okay. Randy would have gone and picked up Silas and cloaked him in the nanite swarm and then left for the house.
As you leave, you see house number 1 open the door, and you see their farmer sitting out there just going, "What in the hell is wrong with you? Why did you treat the fireflies? Do you have any idea what you were up against? Drop the goddamn fireflies." No, hey, look, I don't want no trouble, mister, okay? Look, I can tell you're not from around here, and I can help, but you need to listen to me, and you need to stop being dumb with the fireflies.
You attempted to murder our friend.
No, that's the...
Yeah, that's this house.
Yeah. House number 1 opens up. It's like, no, that's the...
I use message so that he doesn't have to talk. Idiot.
So he is so trained to whisper that even in his mind he's whispering as he said, use that with Wes, my bad. But he says, listen, that's Jeremiah's family. Jeremiah's a bit of a dipshit. We don't like Jeremiah. But we ain't got nowhere else to go except... Listen, do y'all want to get out of here?
Absolutely. What are the fireflies and why do you want them so bad?
Fireflies are like... Do you know who the Hay-Man is?
No, we don't know who the Hay-Man is. We're brand new here. This is all in my mind. It is like slightly angry, frustrated, yelling. Whispers.
Look, he responds back. The Hay-Man. The Hay-Man guards us. Protects us. We had a bunch of animals kept attacking our houses and our farms and our cattle and livestock, and they kept killing them all. And we couldn't have a moment's peace. The foxes would scream like us. We'd go check on the foxes, and then we'd get killed. The wolves would come in packs and murder us. Sometimes an alpha-fawn lion, back when we used to have them, would walk up the coast and eat us. Or our livestock. We never knew a moment's peace and quiet, so we made a dumb decision. And what a blessing of a day it was when the Hay-Man came from a tree that was in the middle of our town. But now he can't make a damn noise because he sends his minions out to kill us, or he comes his damn self. And if you unlucky, you get turned into one of his minions and thrown in the cornfield, or just turn into one of his minions and hunt like he hunts. And if you take the fireflies, you're taking his eyes. He sees with those fireflies.
I put them down immediately. Wait, no. I want to roll perception. I want to make sure he's not lying to us.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
28.
28. You can tell he's serious and he is terrified.
Damn. Alright. I put the fireflies down. And then... one second. I need to look up something. Somebody else go.
Look, if you want to get out of here, I only know of one way. It's only a rumor. Quite frankly, it's very dangerous. If we go there, we might even die. But if we can find that weird door in the middle of the abandoned silo, we might be able to get out of here. I'm sick and tired of being here. I want to get the hell out. You look pretty strong. You hold on. He walks over to you, gets really close up to you, and he goes, "All right, hey. What happened to your friend there? Did the Jeremiahs beat him up?" gets out some smelling salts. Silas, you are awoken by his horrible smell.
Oh, shit. What just happened?
We trusted the wrong idiots.
I realize I have trusted both of you.
This is the captor. What? Who's this person?
He's one of the neighbors. He's trying to escape. I know. I know.
Sir or ma'am or what are your pronouns? Individual.
My pronouns are he, him.
Do you have any weapons on you? Is there anything you can do? Do you do stuff?
Yeah. I'm a simple farmer. I got a pitchfork, and I got the will to live.
Darn tootin'.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright. Okay, at least you can do something.
So where is this silo we need to go to?
He points off to the forest. Back there. Beyond a bunch of unsettled wood and brush and trees, there's a big abandoned silo.
You're talking way too loud.
Sorry, I had your voice in my head for a bit. I'm kind of losing my volume awareness. Okay. In that forest, we go through it. We get to the other side. There's the abandoned barn and grain silo. In that silo, there's this weird door. Doesn't make a lick of sense, but a while back we had some people go up to that door. They got in there and they never came out. But they're not here, so they're safe. At least they're safer. Look, it's either that or you go back down to the place where apparently they were just biting to meet you.
Yeah.
So, if you're okay, I should let you know. A lot of the Hayman's minions hang out in that forest.
You could have led with that one.
I haven't said words out loud in like 4 weeks. I'm doing my best. I'm trying.
Out of curiosity.
So if you're... What was that?
Out of curiosity, would those minions leave the forest if, for say, a loud noise were to happen and he looks to the neighbor's house, inside of their home?
Yeah, well, a few of them would, yeah. Jeremiah's, they have a bear trap on a pull string. Sometimes when they try to protect themselves, they'll trap people in there so that the minions come and get them, and then they go someplace else. You're lucky, little fella. You're lucky, all of you. They probably would have done that to you.
That does not sound pleasant.
Ben, I can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
Let's get a move on.
Okay.
I am ready to go. We should take this farmer with us in case it is a trap.
Oh, good idea. We can use him as bait.
Okay.
That was not my plan, but I suppose a good one.
All right. So, as you proceed to leave, you stand looking at a dark forest with nothing but fireflies just glinting and lighting up in the sky. Knee-high brush and twigs mar your path for what feels like miles. Every step could be the wrong step. Now, we're going to go on an early break. When we come back in about 10 or so minutes, we are going to see if they can survive the gauntlet of the very terrible forest. See you in about 10 minutes, everyone. Hello, everyone! That's right. We're still doing this. It's still episode 2. It's still the month of October. And the Hayman is still listening for you out in the fields. Now, thank you for that break. We're going to continue onward as the farmer that wants to get the hell out of here is helping you to get to the forest. Now, the forest itself is very dense and filled with thickets and all kinds of bad stuff. As you look into the field, you can see shadowy figures just lurching and moving around. You can assume they're the minions, the scarecrows of the Hayman, just walking around the forest, waiting to hear a noise as fireflies gently light the dead night sky. Now, here's how we're going to do this. To move forward, I need either a perception check to look for you, look around your feet, a stealth check to be as quiet as you can, or a survival check to try and understand the forest as best as you will. The DC, well, I'll leave that a secret in case you accidentally mess up. Now, if you do mess up, that'll be a fun little mini game of hush.
Can we repeat
Now,
what we rolled? What we need to roll?
perception, stealth, and survival. Got it. Was that a 20? Was that a nat 20? Okay.
Stealth, baby. I'm small and I'm close to the ground.
Stealth 21 for Randy.
Your stealth is only a +1.
Yeah.
But you
It's your
can do
stealth.
perception
That
or
sucks.
You can do perception or survival.
no. My stealth is 31 with my nat 20. I got nat 20. His character's name is Randy. That's the problem.
MUS, you're making this way more complicated than it needs to be.
I know.
So Finn, what was your check again?
29 for stealth.
And okay, so we got stealth. Wes, yours was stealth or yours was perception? What was yours again?
Stealth.
Stealth, okay. You start to slowly move through the forest. Off in the dimly lit firefly night, you see the moving shadows of the Hayman's minions, and they're looking for you. And then suddenly, cracking under the foot of RND 47, stick breaks and you all see the darkness. Look, now. Here's how this is gonna work. They're looking for you, they're listening for you, and they are right there on top of you. You have to be quiet and, metaphorically, hold your breath. Don't make a sound. Don't even breathe until the sound effect stops as they look for you in the forest. Don't mute Wes, that is cheating. Wes, you mute right now. Okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1.
I always feel like there's someone's watching me. They're watching. They're watching you. You have no privacy.
And
Oh.
as you make no noise, you see walking grotesque living scarecrows with face of burlap looking through the forest for you. As you make no noise, they go back to their watch. You have so much more of the forest to get through. Go ahead and make another roll, your choice.
I activate Nanite Shroud.
Shroud, okay.
Stealth. Oh no.
Sydney.
It's all of us.
18 stealth.
STH whisper one more time, Finn. What was that? 28? After a few seconds of trying, they give up. And as you can see, the scarecrows begin to go back to the forest. You're beginning to see out of the corner of your eye, across the dark, tangly wooded mess ahead of you, there is, on a hill, gray, splintered, abandoned silo. With a massive open barn door, pitch black, darker than the abyss of the night sky, and one small window that stares at you hauntingly like the empty crevices of a skull. You are so close. You have to get through just one more patch. If you make one more sound, you may just find yourself with the Hay Man. Give me your rolls.
Can I cast guidance on myself?
I think it's best if you do.
Okay.
Oh.
27.
27. Yeah. All right, Wes, I think you're the one I haven't gotten yet. Wes, what was yours?
It was a 25.
25. As you start walking through, you finally find yourself outside the forest. As you do, you see that silo clear as day. It looks like a coffin, like a massive splintering coffin. And the only thing that makes it more terrifying is that it is missing a body. But up there on that hill, in this broken, beaten down silo, it's supposed to be the door that's going to get you out of here. What do? Do you go near it? What else is there?
So it's a barn and a silo. That's what you said.
Yeah, massive grain silo attached to a large barn. And all the wood is just splintered and old from no one being there for years.
Is there a ladder on the silo?
There is a ladder on the side. Also a massive open door to enter the barn or the silo.
I do not feel like going into places has worked out for us very well. Perhaps we climb the silo and see what we can see from up high.
Okay. So, if y'all want to climb the silo ladder, it is rusty, and the anchor hooks and bolts have worn off the dry, dead wood. You can try to climb it with an athletics check, but you will make noise. Or you can try to climb it with a stealth check with a very high DC to not make noise.
So, Randy is just looking at this and then looks back to the group. On second thought, perhaps the barn is a better option. as we will make enough noise to wake every monster in this area.
I go invisible.
Okay.
I use nanite shroud.
Okay. I'm gonna cast a cantrip. And I'm gonna cast Inside Rope.
It's gross.
Can't hear you.
I'm gonna meticulously rip open my insides.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt. And pull out my intestines.
And use it as a rope.
That's a rope.
Are you climbing the silo with that gut rope?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, is that what we want to do? Go up the side?
We're going inside.
You don't want to go up?
No, it's too loud.
Randy,
I'm not.
The ladder's too loud. So Randy's just looking at you and just like, I feel like this is not a good idea for you because your insides are on your outside, and usually when that happens, meat satchels like you die.
Oh no, I do this all the time.
That is
This is normal.
perplexing. Does not compute.
I can climb it with my intestines if that's what we want to do.
And he looks to Corwin. Can you also make meat ropes?
No, I don't know how to do that. And the fact that he's still standing is remarkable.
It is perplexing indeed.
Yeah.
I am not full of meat, so I cannot create a meat rope.
Okay. Silas, if you want to climb up the silo with your meat rope, then what I'll say is your choice. You can make a stealth check at a lower DC or an athletics check. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. An athletics check with a lower DC. There it is. Athletics check with a lower DC or a stealth check with no penalty.
I'll do a stealth check.
Okay. Go ahead.
$28.
28. You are able to get that sausage link out of your stomach, throw it up high enough, and start climbing. It's quiet. Oh, it's dead quiet. It's too quiet. As you get about 15 feet up in the air, the farmer starts to look worried. Corwin and R&D 47, you can see he looks worried. Looks around. Now wait a damn minute. This don't add up.
He's not talking to me because I'm invisible. He does not see me.
I'm in nanite shroud. So he's just talking to himself.
Like he turns around and no one's there anymore.
The farmer starts to whisper. I guess knowing that you're nearby but not paying attention. I could have sworn I saw the hay-man was up here protecting this here barn. But he ain't nowhere to be seen.
Are there fireflies around where we are? Are there fireflies?
That's a very good question.
Okay, if there are, and I'm coming up here,
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast blindness on the fireflies.
Before you do that,
Oh shit.
to answer your question about if there are or are not fireflies here, give me a perception check.
Great. Love it. Okay.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
19. You said it was 19?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it's the fact that you're this high up, or the fact that you're climbing up your own guts to get here. But you're looking around, dead night sky, you don't see a single firefly. see off in the distance? Massive scarecrow with a head like a pumpkin, eyes carved, and vomiting from his face are fireflies in a massive cloud. His body just a ragtag tatter of clothes far forgotten. His belly, an overstuffed burlap stomach. And as he stomps close, he roars, and the forest starts to vibrate and shift as breaking out. You see his scarecrow minions, arms and hands like Stigs and Twix covered in sap and blood, come running for you.
Okay, cool.
The farmer begins to shout, "All right, crap, we're done for, boys. Get to that damn door as soon as you can." Everyone, roll initiative. The Hayman is coming for you. Perception checks for initiative.
Perception checks or initiative?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? Okay.
So just roll a perception check, and it will basically be your initiative.
21.
29.
Out of curiosity, since they know where we are, do we still need to be quiet?
You don't need to. The farmer is already yelling as loud as you can, realizing that the Hayman and his minions are coming right for you.
I'm still invisible, so I'm staying silent and hidden.
I am also in my nanite cloud. But I'm going to try and climb the hell out of this barn right now.
So what's the guy do?
I'm going inside to find that door.
So, really fast, Corin, what's your initiative?
29.
Finn, what's yours?
20.
20. Okay. 1 second.
Mine was 21.
Where did it go?
Can we have a lay of the land? So
Of course.
I'm on the barn, and then is the Hayman and all of his minions on the ground, or on top of the barn?
They are coming up the hill to the barn in question, out of the forest, and there is easily about 8 of these things in formation, just charging at you.
Oh, cool. Okay, that's good. That's good to know.
So, with that, the Hayman roars one more time as you see the swelling burlap belly open wider and wider, and the stitching rips, and dropping out of his belly, you see a bunch of scarecrows falling to the ground, wet like a bundle of sticks left out in the rain. You can hear a loud splat as more and more scarecrows fall out of his guts to come kill you. His stomping still echoes along the way. Up first, Randy, and I mean Corwin Randy. You hear the devastated screams and cries of your friend Akane as you see her running for her life to join you away from the scarecrow minions. And you see 8 scarecrows looking to kill you, and you see the Hayman coming to turn you into one of his. What are you gonna do?
I'm heading in the barn.
Okay. That's a full action to run all 3 actions to get there?
Mhm.
Okay. Cool.
I also use a cantrip to do that, so I get an additional 5 feet.
Perfect. Okay.
It's called warp step.
Warp step. Okay. So you just warp through time and space and start running as much as you can. You start going into the open chasm that is the abyssal broken door of this ancient and abandoned silo barn. Next on the initiative, we have... Okay, Udihime. Akane is finally able to get back and join the rest of the crew. You see Corwin running right into the barn. You see Silas hanging from what looks like his own guts as he's trying to climb up or down the silo. And you see a massive centimane of thrones, knowing full well inside, though you can't see, is your friend R&D 47. What do you do?
I would like to try to run as close as I can to them. As far as like Corwin, everyone, as long as they're within 30 feet of me. Can I get within that distance?
Absolutely. Yeah, you're already in a mad dash for your own life.
In that moment, while she's running, and then she stops, and she looks up. And she's doing the special ability, Wake with Fear.
Okay. So within 30 feet, we have R&D 47, and I'm going to say, Corin, you're just at... No, you've ran all 3 actions, so you're fine. Silas, even though about 15 feet up in the air, you are still within range, so I need Wes and Finn both to make a willpower save. A will save.
Cool.
Oh, good.
Nice. Where's my willpower? Oh, I see. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's really good.
So that's 16.
16. Do you happen to have a hero point?
No.
Wow.
No, I don't.
Okay.
That's a 29 for me.
29. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Finn, you succeed. But Hime, why don't you tell them what your new power does?
Oh, I shall. So Wake with Fear is one action. It's a horrible giggle, as you probably already heard, because it reverberated. A shaking sound that rattled out of me to make a noise that carried within that 30 feet. Every creature had to make that will save. A crit success can remove a mark of fear madness. Success, they do not remove a mark, but they do gain one. A fail, a target gains 3 fear madness and suffers from fear 1 for 1 minute. Critical fail, you gain 5 fear madness and fear 3 for the remainder of the episode.
And I've been keeping track of all the fear. So far, you're not looking good, but you have your wits about you for right now. Now, you still have 2 more actions, Urahime. What do you want to do with those other 2 actions? You want to maybe cast a spell or run some more and attack people? The choice is yours.
You know... What would be really fun is to use that fear and, see how much more damage I could do if I do a little bit of a daze.
Ooh, okay. Now, here's what's fun about the frightened or fear condition. Fear 1, Wes, means that all of your checks and DCs, everything, is the fear value of 1 worse. So when you're rolling, you're rolling basically at a -1 penalty.
Okay.
All right, so why don't you... Now, daze, that's a cantrip, correct?
I believe so.
Okay. So, I believe if I know the spell correctly, that's a will save?
That one, you know what? It says will save. Basic will save.
Okay. Wes, go ahead and make a will save with a -1.
Is this against me?
Yes, it is. Wait, was it against Wes or was it against Silas?
This one, who is closest?
Definitely Wes.
Wes. Then Wes.
Do you have to
for
see
sure.
me, though? Out of curiosity to cast the spell, because I'm concealed.
That's actually a really good point. Let me look at the way the spell works.
It at least it's not showing that it has to be seen. It says you cloud the target's mind and daze it with a mental jolt. The jolt deals mental damage. It doesn't say anything necessarily about being able to see the individual. It says range 60 feet.
Yeah, I'm going to say, looking at the way the spell is written, let's do this. I'm going to make the flat D20 roll when someone has concealment. Yeah, no, that was almost a crit 20.
Okay.
So you can make the will save with a -1.
Okay. Dang it.
I think
yeah, it's the
technically
same
speaking,
thing, so that's a 15.
15.
Same 7 on the die.
Okay, what's the DC, Urahime?
Let me take a look. See. Ooh. Okay. I do not see that, and that's on me.
It's okay. Let's see. So it would be your.
It's on my sheet. I don't see it.
Right. That's okay. I think I know what's going on here. Okay, cool. So what's your charisma modifier?
Charisma modifier. Oh, sorry, guys.
It's okay. Well, you know, let's base it off your gunslinger DC just to make it easy. What's your gunslinger DC?
Charisma modifier is +3.
Okay, +3. What's your gunslinger DC? Class DC?
My class DC. I don't see. Where is that located?
If you're using Path
Sorry.
Builder, underneath the AC, right below hero points, it should say class DC right there.
Yeah, that's my bad. I only know what the character sheet looks like. I don't know the Path Builder sheet.
Yeah, I'm
unfortunately.
looking. It does for me. My armor class. It underneath it is Fortitude, Reflex, and Will. So class
worry
DC
about-
21.
21.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds about right, because I was going to say either class DC or make up a
So it's
DC.
under ability scores for me.
Okay, Path Builder. Path Builder is very good, but there's still some things that are a little weird. So it's still about 2021. 15 is going to be a fail, not a critical fail. Now, according to the way the spell works, they have to attempt a basic will save, meaning you're going to do full damage. As a 5th level character, this cantrip is going to be a 3rd level spell, meaning that you're going to be doing 1d6 plus your charisma modifier.
+3.
So why don't you roll 1d6, add the 3, total damage. Wes, that's what you're going to take.
Okay.
Okay, and that is 4.
4. So you're going to take 4 mental damage, and thankfully you didn't critically fail, or else you'd be stunned, and that sucks.
I'm stunned?
No, you're not. You didn't crit fail.
Oh,
If you
okay.
did, you would have been, yeah. All right, so with that, Urahime, you wake with fear and cause just a little bit of the fear madness that the Hayman elicits to start to writhe over the battlefield. And as you kind of look through the centimaine of phalanxian drones around your friend, you're able to get just enough of a glimpse to daze him. You can hear the shatter in the electric static as their mind recoils from the mental damage. But that being said,
Ow.
with that, your turn is done. And next up, Wes, your go.
Well, first thing he's going to do is shoot Akane. Alright, so I'm gonna roll to hit with my rifle.
Go right ahead.
Okay, but this dice is in dice jail. It likes the number 7 way too many times. That's 3 in a row. So that's a 21 to hit, or I'm sorry, 22 to hit.
22 to hit. What's your AC, Urahime?
22.
Okay.
Yep, that hits.
All right. Ooh, okay. Okay, so that's 14 total damage. And then he's I am following you now, and he's going to try and run through the broken part of the barn to get inside, deeper inside than going around to use the door.
Okay.
Because you said it's like really broken and messed up, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So he's gonna try and like just blast his way through the side.
Okay. Like shoulder check it or fire and run?
What do you mean?
I just want to make sure. Yeah, I mentally understand.
He's literally trying to like shoulder check and bash through
Cool.
the like destroyed wood.
Give me an athletics check to break through.
Okay. 23.
23. You slam. It may be old, but it is big. And as you slam into it, you can feel the impact recoil from one shoulder to the next. You put a slight bend and dent into the wood. Some splinters burst, but it's holding pretty well.
Balls. Okay, well, with my last action, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna try and run to the door.
Okay. So as you try to break through, can't do it. You try to just, in a desperate act, move around the other side to get through that door again. At this time, the scarecrows are going to go. And they proceed to rush like a horde of zombies, just running with this horrible, high-pitched, hissing scream. They take almost all their actions to run, and then they wake with fear themselves. At this point, I'm going to need Wes, I'm going to need Silas, and I'm going to need Corwin to give me a willpower. I'm sorry, a will save. Why do I say willpower? A will save.
Cool. How's the farmer doing?
The farmer...
Wills. Okay.
The farmer, I will tell you after this.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
You said Will?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
26.
Okay.
24.
Okay.
Nat 1.
Oh no.
So a total of 10.
Okay.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Randy.
Goodbye, everyone. It has been fun dying with you.
So, you hear the horrible begin to rattle and shake through the entirety of the farmland. And as it does, you feel your heart start to race and your mind start to question, and all you can feel is your hands trembling as your very feet become numb because all the blood is rushing everywhere else. Wes, you have succumbed to the madness of fear.
Ha 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 ha.
In sheer terror, all you can do is scream. Whatever sound your robotic voice can make that, whether it's a high-pitched, staticky scream or binary chatter. Like a computer getting the blue screen of death in the middle of some song or video, this horrible sound breaks through. The farmer begins screaming, blood-curdling screams as well as he grabs his head and just can't move. You see that burlap sack of the hay man start to open like a mouth, and coming out of it you see two long, massive wooden hands dripping tree sap and blood. They grab Randy 47 and they grab the farmer in split second, throw them inside their gut. You see the mouth close. You can hear screams and the sound of leather being stitched by a needle. And then coming out, two more scarecrows. Randy 47, RND 47, you are now a minion of the Hayman, and you must make the world wake with fear. On your next turn, you are to turn against your allies if you can, because the farmer will be doing so as well. With that, the Scarecrow's turn is done, making their master's enemies scream in terror. They have done their job. Now,
Cool.
Finn,
Yeah, cool.
you are 15 feet up in the air, hanging by your own gut rope, as this gargantuan demonic scarecrow is stomping through the fields.
Cool.
And below you is an ever-growing horde of scarecrow themselves. What are you going to do?
I am going to third level cast Rouse Skeletons over them. It doesn't tell me how many. It only says skeletal forms. For 1 minute, I guess it's a horde of skeletons, and damaging and destroying the skeletons is irrelevant, and as new bones pull forth from the ground, repair and place any that are obliterated. So it's a constant, skeletal horde that I hopefully will buy me some time as they fend off those skeletons, and I'm going to run the rest of it. Everything. Just get up there and just going to book it.
Okay. So, I believe that spell requires me to make a reflex save?
Yes. When they first appear, the reflex save.
Yes. Generally speaking, they burst from the ground because they come out of the ground to create kind of like an AoE or an area of damage and effects. So they come bursting up around the scarecrows. What is your save DC for the spell? What's your DC, I should say?
Let me see. Where is that? Details? Spells?
Yeah, should be around the spell area.
Oh! Is it the arcane DC 21?
Yes, 21.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so they barely succeed, but they succeed with a 24.
Okay. That's fine. I'm running. Bye.
Okay. They give me an acrobatics check. Well, first of all, you're still 15 feet up. Are you like pulling like a Batman and rappelling off the silo, or are you going into the silo?
I think I'm gonna go in. Like, I think the plan is if Corwin, other Randy, is going in this way and I'm over here to meet in the middle. If I can go down and meet in the middle inside.
Okay. Give me a quick acrobatics check. This will be a very hard for your level, so this should be a DC of 22.
Oh, okay, cool. I have a very high. I have like plus 10 to acrobatics. So
Yeah, you probably got this.
26. Yeah.
26, yeah.
Do I need to roll damage for the skeletons?
If you could, please, that'd be great.
Okay. How many do I do? It's 2d6 slashing damage.
Yeah, just roll that, and I'll apply it to everyone in the area.
Okay. Here I go. 2d6. That's a 5 and a 2. 7 points of damage.
Okay, so they all take 7 points of
Yeah, that's
Scarecrow.
That's good.
Yes.
Does
Get
that
them.
include Akane?
Yes.
It
includes you and Randy. And Farmer.
Ow, ow.
Stop, meat bags.
So
They're called
as
meat satchels. Thank you.
yeah, the legally nondescript meat bag, so Lucas Arts doesn't sue us. Finn, so you do see that there's
What
a small. You see there's a small window, probably for like roosters or crows to like nest on, or just so that like some air gets out, so it doesn't turn into like a corn fire or a grain fire. You can probably swing your way into this by your gut rope and slide down.
Okay.
You are now basically on like a water slide of old just rotted grain. It reeks of death in here.
Oh, that's fine. I have a thing for that. I don't care. I can't really. I have things against disease, so I'm fine.
All right, round 2. Top of round 2. Randy, as you enter into this pitch black abyssal barn, you see that it is, aside from hay and dust and a few skeletons of what probably used to be people and animals and old rotted equipment, in the dead center of the entire room stands a door. No door, no wall, just a simple door frame, and the door slightly ajar.
Okay.
What do you do?
I mean, I'm heading towards that door. Yeah, I'm running to the door. That's where I'm going.
Okay. So, here's the question.
Mm-hmm.
You open the door, and there is nothing behind this door. There's nothing around the door. It is simply a standing upright door in the middle of this barn. You open up, standing in front of you. It's just this empty, starry night. Do you enter the door? And if you do you close the door behind you?
My character would absolutely go in, open the door, and then shut it behind him. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Bye,
sorry.
everybody.
I'm
No,
sorry.
you're good. I would have done the same.
So you see the door. You see that there's this unknowable portal. You, with all your instincts, you run into it and you close the door behind you.
Maybe I'm gone. Maybe I
Probably. This
went
is a
into-
50-50 toss coin.
Yeah.
Like,
Urahime. You see now that R&D 47 has joined your delightful band of scarecrows. You can hear the rushing sound as Silas is about to go into the barn. You know that it's you, R&D, the farmer, and 8 scarecrows versus 1 necromancer. What do you do?
So my question is whether or not I'm within range of shooting our dear Silas. That's the question.
Choice is yours. And if you want to see if he's in sight, well, you can tell he's gonna be. So if you want to prepare an action, you can prepare an action.
yes. I'm going out.
Yeah,
blazing.
so I am going to, because it's a part of my ability, I'm going to load up my clan pistol while I'm running to get within range to shoot our dear Silas as he's
Okay.
trying to run into the barn.
Okay, so you're preparing an action, using one action to prepare an action to shoot him.
Because I do have a free, like that's a free thing. If I'm moving,
That's right, you can reload and
I
run.
can reload.
Mhm.
And so then that way the shooting is just the one action.
Wow.
So then I have 2 more after.
It's always you and me, Urahime. Like, always. Always. We're always going at each other.
always.
All right, well, next up we have RND 47. You know everything I just mentioned to Urahime, and you are now a part of the Scarecrow Horde. What are you going to do?
So Randy's going to stand right next to Akane and ready his weapon as well and wait.
For an action?
Ha 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 ha.
So as you both,
And you just hear like the same. It's the really creepy anime villain voice that we all know and love.
Accompanied with the very creepy in a different way. Ha 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 ha.
Terrified.
the moonlight behind you becomes eclipsed as 9 other scarecrows line up behind you. The wood of their fingers snap and bend as the hands become massive talons. Their burlap sack faces begin to stretch and split and splay as the fabric turns into a horrible Cheshire grin. A jack-o'-lantern burlap stitch. Now, Ben,
I got you.
you finally come out.
Yeah.
And as you come out, you see there's a door closed.
Mm-hmm.
And with all your momentum, you can even feel your hands slam against the door. And the door is falls over dead.
Cool.
Behind you is 11 people with prepared actions.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, for the purpose of this, you are flat-footed, which means your AC is going to be 2 less. So what's your AC right now? And then tell me what it is with a -2.
20. It's an 18 now.
It's an 18 now.
Okay.
All right.
Am I allowed to cast anything?
Not until the prepared actions have gone.
Gone first. Got it.
Then you're allowed to cast your spell. RND 47, Akane, you have prepared actions for this moment. They are flat-footed. You have to hit an 18. Go ahead and roll to hit.
So I'm just gonna.
I
start
rolled.
slow.
It was a 30.
Holy dick.
I'm just gonna say this before I roll, but Finn, I apologize. I have a plus 15 to hit, so if I roll
Same.
a 3 or higher,
Woo! Is anyone casting spells?
I don't think so.
Cool.
Yeah, so I fire with my rifle. It's a 19, so I rolled very
That's
low.
true. We all died.
19 total. Okay, so Wes, you hit Akane, you crit. And remember that fatal thing I told you about earlier?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like was it 2d10s and an additional d10
So-
or something like that?
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll a d10 and add, if I know your abilities right, you're gonna take a 2d10 and add 2, and then double it, and then add another d10.
Poor Silas Derberry.
Now you're good. This is where all my death questions come into effect.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. I was like, excuse me, I am dying. Yes, that is correct. Not anymore. I'm a necromancer. I come back. Well, shit. Okay.
Okay, so that was a 17 with the first hit.
Okay, 17. So that's with the 2d10 plus effectively 4 plus 1d10.
Okay.
Wait, add 2 more to that because I thought it was a +2.
Cool, 2 more. So that's 19. So you take 19 damage from Akane's crit.
Okay.
And
Wait, how many?
Wait.
How much?
Did you double that, Utahime?
oh yeah, did you double the 19? Did you double any part of the roll?
I did the 2 rolls of the d10.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then double that.
And then you doubled that. Did you add an extra d10 on top of that?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I feel like
Go ahead and-
like it's more like
Yeah.
for a crit.
It's absolutely
Wait.
more, yeah.
Wait, so it's more than that for
So you roll the
14?
two.
It's
D10s.
more than the 14?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
you roll 2 d10s, then you add 2 because
That was
that's
the
what
14. The 14 was the first 2 d10s.
right, and then you add 2, so 16. Then you double that.
Oh no, sorry.
Wait.
Yeah, so the 2d10s are from the critical effect, right? So 2d10
Right.
plus
And that was
4.
14.
Yeah,
plus
and then
4,
just
18.
roll one more d10 and that's it.
18. And I literally rolled the same thing,
Okay,
plus
okay.
3.
Okay,
18
cool.
plus 3.
So
I just wanted to make sure you got your,
Yeah.
your crit.
I literally rolled the same. Okay, yeah, so that was the 18 plus 3.
Just, like making sure everyone else dies.
But because of the fact that
mean,
it's
I might die,
flat-footed,
too.
I still have the melee action with my katana.
Oh no.
okay, rolled it with the katana.
Yes. Let's see what happens here. Ah!
Finn is smiling.
Wait, you're smiling?
Yeah.
You are trying to kill a necromancer after all.
I have a
there
lot
might be
of
some-
stuff.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I don't know. We'll find out.
21.
21 to hit. That will
Yeah,
hit,
that
but not
will
a
hit.
crit.
Not a crit.
Yeah. Was it a spell?
No.
Damn it.
Finn's just like,
That's
counterspell
four,
the spell.
That's it.
4 additional damage.
Okay, 4 additional damage. So you take, I believe, the 18 or 19 damage plus 4, so a total of, let's just call it a nice even 23.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we still need to get RND 47's damage, because you hit but not a crit. So what's the damage of your weapon, RND
For
47?
my first shot, it was a 9.
9 damage? Okay.
Cool.
But I do have
Was there a
another
second?
shot. Actually,
Oh my
technically,
God.
I have 2 more shots.
Got
Well,
it.
so-
Cool.
I will
I
say
have-
you can get one more shot off, because prepared actions take 1 action to do. So you can get 2 shots off.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
All right.
I have one more too. Because technically it was a free action.
Well, with
And then the melee doesn't count because
I
that's
see.
a part
One
of
action
my
to do
sword
both.
and pistol.
Okay.
So
Go
I
ahead
get
and-
one more!
Go ahead and roll again. You should be at a -8, I believe, for
That's
this.
fine.
This dice has rolled 4 7s.
Because she's shooting with her
Wait, what?
pistol. Let's go.
Let's
I put it
go.
in
Let's
dice
go.
jail, but it
Yeah.
has rolled 4 7s in a row.
That's wow.
That odds of that are so abysmally low. Okay, so that's 22 to hit.
22 to hit. Does a 22 hit you, Finn?
Yes.
All right. So you can roll the
Yes.
damage for the second shot as well. That should just turned into a murder spree. What is it?
You don't take very much. You take 3 damage. I rolled a 1 on my damage die.
Aw.
That's 10 and 23. So far, you've taken 33 total damage.
Okay.
Akane, what was the second?
I had a nat 20, and I have a plus 15.
Oh my god. Okay, that's gonna be a crit. This was your gun that you were firing, or your sword that you were striking with?
Well, I had already struck with the sword, but
All right, I will count it because that's a crit. That's another.
No,
That's another.
Actually,
Yeah?
to be fair,
Okay.
you can't do that.
You have to reload
So
your
we're
weapon.
we're gonna do 22 to hit. Does that still hit?
Yeah, I believe you're at an 18.
So I can
so-
still hit with the melee. So that's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. Well, it's still critical, so it's still critical for a sword. At least when you said you rolled a nat 20.
Yes.
So I believe the katana or the sword that you have does
It's a 1d6.
Cool. Give me 2d6 and then double your strength modifier.
Are
Okay,
they
so
really
that's,
close, or are they running towards me, or how close are they?
That's
to
10
me?
plus 3. So 13.
What?
Range.
You're in about sword range, so
Oh,
melee.
Got it. Okay.
So you take another 13. All in all, you've taken, if my math is correct, 46 damage.
46.
How you looking? 46.
I'm okay.
All right. Well, the good
Let's
thing
go,
is
Necromancer.
I'm
with
good.
their salvo done, just give me one will save to make all the other scarecrows shut up, and I'll give you the rest of your turn.
Okay.
Because you ran right into an ambush.
Ha ha ha.
And it was a will you needed.
Mm-hmm.
23.
Wait. Before you say that, did you use your hero point today?
No.
You
Oh,
can
I
use
should
that to
reroll.
reroll
Why don't you reroll
if you
that?
want to. Huh?
PJ says yes. Okay.
Why don't you reroll that?
Let's go. Nat 20.
Oh!
So 31.
Not only do you not gain any fear, madness, or the frightened condition, you lose a strike of fear madness. You have become more sane in this moment as the wake with fear has no effect. It is now your turn, Finn. I believe this might be your last stand. Go out with a
This is
bang, my
it.
friend.
All right, everybody. So I do have the die hard feat. Just throwing that out there. So I don't know what that means. But PJ will
gotcha.
probably, it's something I think PJ might know.
I'll know, yeah.
And then also, if I go down, I can like advantage to see if it takes me all the way down. For what I'm going to do now, how close are you all to me?
Pretty close. They're
Pretty
like right
close.
on top of you.
Okay. Let's. And then it's an action, bonus action movement.
Yep, just 3 actions. You can do whatever you want with those 3 actions. You can cast a spell with 2 actions and then cast another spell. It's only 1. You can run all 3 times. You can strike all 3 times.
You
got
can put
3
up the
actions.
door and join me inside the door. Who knows?
You can try.
Pathfinder's awesome.
Isn't it?
He says Rose's headphone.
Okay, so the door is the door like is gone, or what happened with the door? It
So the
touched
door
you-
closed. You ran into it from the momentum, and the door just kind of went and fell over.
and there's nothing through it. It's just a wall.
And it was just a door standing up in the middle of an empty room.
Got it.
So maybe if it opens back up, maybe it still works. I don't know.
I don't know. Alrighty. Let's do this. Okay. I'm gonna cast web.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna cast web. And that's anyone close to me in this 30-foot area, 10-foot burst. Will be in a sticky web because I am a spider. So I'm like, and I just like tinkle silk everywhere.
So web will cost all 3 of your actions. Looking at the
Oh,
spell
I
right
see.
now.
That's what the little diamonds mean.
Little diamonds mean an action. Yeah.
That's what they mean. I thought they were just decoration. I was like, oh, that's fine.
Valid.
Okay.
Valid.
Is that worth that? No, probably not. I should probably get out of here. Well,
So I am saying to use the door, but I have no knowledge
idea,
if it
yeah.
will work. So you could waste your turn doing
Did the
that.
door fall over?
it
Yeah,
fell over.
but-
There's a solid wall. So there's. I don't think. Honestly,
I mean,
I think it's
yeah.
it.
Okay.
I don't know.
I just want a friend here in the ether.
No, you're good. I would have.
Well, it's too bad you murdered him by closing the door.
I did. I was just trying to help my conscience.
I know what I want to do. Okay,
Alright.
scratch all of that. I'm gonna mimic undead. I'm gonna pretend they got me. I'm gonna pretend to die.
Okay. Okay.
The mimic undead is a duration for 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I basically, like, everything I die, right? I die unless they make a high perception check to see if I am, like, wait, let me read, hold on. You think that, blah, 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 blah. They don't detect you at all. And they only sit, yeah, so I'm considered an undead. So any living creatures, I would be, like, dead.
Okay.
For everybody to detect me. So I'm gonna try to play possum.
Wait,
Okay.
so you're casting that? You're doing that?
Yeah, mimic undead. Yeah.
So I'm gonna just I don't think this is gonna work. How you think this is gonna work?
What? Because I feel like they'll think, oh, you know, you're dead. No, I guess I have to become a scarecrow.
I think
That's the
this
whole
is gonna
thing.
be way worse because they sell you into the thing when they're dead and you're
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
So
okay.
this is what I think. I think you should try to open the door. Somehow, it might work. That is like literally something that could happen. One action, pull door up, open, jump in, and shut close.
Yeah, Reap Psyche agrees with me on that one. It would be so much worse if you're alive when this happens. I'm sitting here like, no.
You're just like playing puzzle. Okay. I guess, yeah, I'll see.
Not to
if
mention, I
there's
think that our
another-
perception is pretty high, so
Yeah,
that's the only other thing.
I'll see if there's another way out. So that'll be the one, right? The one action to, like, see if there's any way out of here. And then second would be movement. And the third would be movement.
If you want to, you can move
Sure.
twice.
We'll see,
Let me
we'll
ask
see.
you this: are you looking to see if the door will open, or a way to get out of the barn silo?
I feel like it would have to be the door opening.
Okay.
If it's magical,
Yeah.
then maybe I can do an Arcana check.
I was gonna
but-
ask for an occult check.
Oh yeah, I would love to do one of those.
Give me an
That's
occult
plus
check.
13, hell yeah.
Give me an occult check, my dude.
Okay. Do 28.
Okay, so I had to get the number for this specific thing. Congratulations, you found something I did not prepare for. Now,
I've won the game.
you rolled a 28,
Yes.
but the DC was a 25.
Yo.
As you stand on this door, your hands grasp this knob, this beaten bronze knob, and it's like lifting Thor's hammer or pulling Excalibur from the stone. All of your muscles and might are straining and struggling, but eventually you hear this. And as you do, finally the door opens. You see this abyss of stars and churning mysteries inside this door laying flat against the ground. You have 2 actions left. What do you do?
Close the door.
Go inside and
Go
close the door?
inside and close the door.
I was like,
Oh,
this
that's
might be a little out of order.
It's like, well, that took all of my knowledge, arcane power, and part of my soul. I'm just gonna close it. All right.
No, I'm good.
I'm better off with the scarecrows. It's fine.
I'll go inside and I'll close the door.
So you jump into what is basically now a trapdoor in the middle of this barn. You jump in. As you leave, you close the door behind you.
Yeah.
And as it closes,
I die. That's
all
it.
we see
Yeah, power.
pan back out into the barn, into the farmland, as the hayman walks slowly away. And as he does, Akane and R&D 47 slowly sulk off to the cornfield, where they wait, and they wait in dead silence. And that is where we're going to end episode 2 of Return to Doltonshire. Congratulations to Corwin and Silas. You have survived.
Barely.
But one more time. And as you start to kind of fall through this abyss, you feel slam your head on wood. And as you look around you, you hear the sound of shuffling, turning, twitching, capitulation, undulation. The whole world around you just... Everything seems to move ad infinitum. But all you see is a wooden room with 4 doors, north, south, east, and west. You have survived long enough to enter the maze of doors. Tune in next week to see what horrible madness could be inside a maze of never-ending doors. We'll see what happens. We'll see who comes and who goes and who dies and who shows up in episode 4. So with that, we're going to get to end a little early, but thank you so much for tuning in. Udahime, thank you so much for not only being my first victim, but my first warrior of the evening.
Oh my gosh. It was crazy.
Well, let us say our goodbyes and our goodnights. Let's start with our first guest to go and our first to slay. Udahime, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hi guys, I'm Utahime. You can find me at UTAHIME cosplay on pretty much every form of social media except Twitter. You can find me at Brianna DeCoster, BrianaDeCoster on Twitter. I am the community manager over at Cybernation Uncensored and a producer as well, and also to community manager over at the Initiative Order. So I'm up to lots of TTRPG shenanigans constantly. So if you want to see what I'm up to on a weekly basis, please be sure to follow me. I also too tomorrow have the premiere of my talk show, Power Word Talk, and my first guest is Jesse Inakalia. I'm so excited. If you don't know, you should know, he is the voice of Soren on Dragon Prince. So any Dragon Prince fans in the chat, be sure to roll through tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern time to see our amazing chat. And he does a lot of amazing things. He's an actor, martial artist, super talented individual. So I'm super excited to chat with him and see how he got into all the various things that he's gotten into. And yeah, just to highlight his awesomeness. But yes, I'm super excited for that. I'm going to be doing that every Thursday. So definitely check out my socials in order to see who the other amazing guests will be for the month and for November. But otherwise, yes, I played Akane. Did not last long. I've learned my lesson. I will be bringing her back because I need to play more Pathfinder in order to really get a feel for it because I didn't get enough. But I will. I promise I will. And I'll start off at level 1, and that way I can work my way up so then I'm properly prepared. Yes.
Yeah. Well, next up of our amazing guests, we have Finn. Finn, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Perfect. Hi, everybody. I'm Finn Pearson. I played Silas Dreadberry the 16th, your necromancer for the evening who barely lived with only 2 hit points left.
2 hit points? Dear God.
2 hit points left.
Wow. Kudos to Udahime and West. You almost got him.
I'm
almost.
so glad I rolled that 1 on my dice.
Almost.
So glad.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I love you, PJ. That's it. I love PJ. Yeah. So on the 19th, we're starting back up with Leverage Los Angeles, where I played Donnie, and Utahime down here. If you like our whatever this is, where we argue and fight with each other.
Well, we didn't even get a chance to show,
we always have showdowns.
Here.
We always have showdowns
Watch
with each other.
Leverage, and then you'll see how we interact on a regular basis. We fight.
We fight. So Leverage Los Angeles will be on Open Circuit Studios. That's usually over there, starting back up on the 19th. And then if you liked Korn and if you liked Southern Gothic horror. Come follow Randy and Wes for the 28th when my show comes out. Gravehaven, which is a Southern Gothic campaign, is starting up over on Q Times. So follow me on all of the social medias for that. And then I have another show coming out with Cynthia Marie. Lots of stuff. Lots of good stuff. So thank you so much for having me. This was a blast. Thank you so much. I love it.
So glad you had fun. It means a lot to me. Now, next up, we have Wes. Wes, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hi, everybody. I'm Wes, or at Wes_IRL on all of the things. If you like cosplay, I do that on my Instagram. And I hope you're excited to come back next week for Randy 48.
No,
yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. So yeah, that's me.
Okay. And finally, last but not least, the first survivor of the night, Corwin Winterbrand, aka Randy. Please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hey everybody, I have so much anxiety after that.
Yeah.
But hi, I'm Randy Alvarenga. I'm a TTRPG streamer, actor based out of the Pacific Northwest. And some of the things that I'm doing. First, you can follow me on Twitter at RollerRaja. That's ROLLERRAJ to see all of the things I'm doing. Just a few of the really cool projects. I'm doing a playthrough of a game called The Bureau, which kind of has like Control vibes to it. It's super awesome and kind of mind-bending. That's over on Gehenna Gaming's channel. I'm also doing a playthrough just this month for October of a Kickstarter game, The Few and Cursed, over on Saving Throw Show every Tuesday. Yeah, every Tuesday. So we're playing this new game. It's coming out. I think Kickstarter just went live yesterday and already has over, I want to say it was, when I left last night, was over $10,000. So come support that, find out more about it. It's a post-apocalyptic sort of Western game. Obviously here, Finn already talked about the show over on Q Times, but that's going to be really exciting, coming up really soon. And then I'm heading to LA to record season 3 of Harbingers, which is a Savage Worlds RPG. So we're getting the dates settled, but that should be coming out really soon because we're already making characters and shooting live in studios. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
There's other stuff, but all of that you can follow on my Twitter if you want to know more.
Yes.
See you
Harbingers
there.
is Chef Kiss. Love Harbingers.
Love them.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can do that. Hi. So I guess it just leaves me. My name is PJ Megaw. You can find me all over the internet at PJ.Megaw, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Come find me, come friend me, and let's have fun. And when I'm not here with these amazing legends, you can find me here Wednesdays, same nat time, same nat channel, 8 to 11 p.m. PST. On Mondays for Wayward Arcadium. Last episode was insane. I'm not going to spoil it. It's way too much, but go check it out. It's really cool. And of course, Wednesdays for the next 2 weeks, the last 2 episodes of Return to Doltonshire. And then when we get back in November, we're kicking off Edge of Legend as we always do, as we usually do. More things when I can announce them. One thing that I can announce, if you've ever heard of Eldritch Osiris Games and Eldritch Osiris Press, they are doing a GoFundMe to print a new book for Pathfinder 2E, all about having awesome companions, animal companions, sidekicks, etc. And they just released about some of their stretch goals, including having a companion based on me. So if you want to potentially have a PJ in your Pathfinder 2E game, go to Eldritch Osiris Games, try to find their information. They've already just announced that one of their companions, Aubrey from Goblets and Gaze, and who plays Aurora on Wayward Arcadium, is potentially in the book already as well. So if you want to get your hands on this and maybe even play with me as a companion, PJ, and some other things that I may write, like, you know, maybe you want to have an animal companion from Wayward Arcadium, like Psycho the Party Goat or something. Go back the book, and if we get those stretch goals, I can do that for you. So go check that out in Eldritch Osiris Games or Press on Twitter. And I've been working on a bunch of other stuff. I wish I could tell you, but we're not there yet, and I cannot wait to tell you the amazing adventures else that we have planned.
Wow.
So I think I'm just rambling on. So we are going to do a raid. We are going to be raiding Paul Dances. We have a lot of good friends of Paul Dances.
Yeah.
And we're going to, what should our raid cry be as we go?
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
The Hey Man.
Hey, man.
Needs to be hey man for sure.
Hey, man.
Be Hey Man for sure.
But can you spell it hey?
Yeah.
Hey.
I like
Hey, man.
as in
Hey,
Hey,
like
man.
actual hay, not like the,
yeah.
hey, not that one.
A. H-A-Y.
Yes.
I was like HAA.
The Ha Man.
I mean, we could do like diabolical giggling too, but I don't think that really
That
gets
translates.
across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'll just freak them the hell out if we all show up and just start laughing. Like, why are they laughing? Why are they laughing at us? What's happening?
Was
Yeah.
Joker in the stream? Yes. No, I'm just
Yes.
kidding.
One last thing before I raid and I forget. If you happen to be in Burbank Sunday, this Sunday, the 16th, go to Monsterpalooza. I will be there as part of a massive cosplay event for the convention. I will be cosplaying as Pugsley, and I'll be with a group of people cosplaying as the Addams family. So come on by and say hi. And then you'll get to see the second scariest thing in the world, me without a beard.
Oh, wow.
So excited. I'm so excited.
You're just a
But
baby.
all off.
I'm just a baby.
Hola.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for
Thank you
tuning
so much.
in. Thank you to my players for being cool and scary and
Thanks for
funny and
having
understanding
us.
and violent in all the right ways. And with that, we're going to be rating in 3 and 2. And I got to wait for the playback to catch up for me so I can see that we're not wasting our time. And there we go. Rating now.
Whoa. It just moved over.